Week 14 in the NFL here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We're talking right now with returning guest Jeff Grant, sports betting writer for the Bleacher Report. Jeff, thanks for being back with us once again this week.
Great to be with you, Peter.
Jeff, classic Jeff Grant football prognostication last week. Great pick on Atlanta in the Thursday night game, and then I cannot believe that KC won outright, and you predicted they were a great bet last week.
Yeah, I stuck with that wager, putting it in at 3 before the shooting that happened in the KC area, and that was a very unfortunate incident, and my prayers go out to those families. And at that point, the line moved up to 6, and I basically stayed with my 3-point wager and figured it was going to be a KC is going to win the game straight up, or it was going to be a Carolina landslide, and luckily what we looked at, and the Chiefs showed up in a big way, and it'll be interesting to see how the Kansas City Chiefs are against the spread the final remaining 3 weeks here.
Yeah, well, it was a great week once again, and as soon as we were done with our video last Monday, I went right to the sports book and I bet Atlanta -3, and turned out to be a winner, of course. So I personally want to thank you for that. And now we're going to talk about this Thursday's game, Denver and Oakland. This is a tough line set. Oakland is a 10.5-point home underdog. Total's 49.5, bet down from 51. And this is kind of tough. Denver just clinched their division, and they're winning a lot, but only 2 out of their last 6 wins have been by more than 10 points. Oakland, though, they've been losing by double digits repeatedly. I'm not sure how you can bet this game. It's a short week. I guess you'd have to pick Oakland here, but they have trouble in the secondary. A ton of injuries in the secondary. I don't know. What do you think here?
I was looking in that direction, Peter, because I had a betting trend written down a few weeks ago that I figured when you get these teams wanting to make this playoff push and home field advantage, and of course Denver clinched the AFC West Division Championship last week, so they may fall off a little bit. So I had this trend written down, and NFL home underdogs of 8 or more points are 23-2 against the spread coming into this previous week. That's over the last 3 years, so it's very current, and it's very relevant for this spot on a short turnaround. But I got off playing the Oakland Raiders for one main reason, and that was the fact that their head coach, it's been a bad year for first-year head coach Dennis Allen, has not come up with the type of team that he's been looking for. He came over from Denver Broncos. He was their defensive coordinator last year under John Fox. He is not going to be with the team until Wednesday night. His dad is ill. He's flown to the Dallas area, and when your head coach goes away, when you have a short turnaround, it's very hard to play against a team that's rolling and a guy that prepares as much as Peyton Manning, Peter.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I would play this game. And also the other issue is that Oakland already got gashed by Brandon Weeden last week, and now they have a ton of injuries in the secondary, and now they're facing Peyton Manning. So it's just like, I mean, I don't see how you could take Oakland here. I might be leaning towards the under, even though it's gotten bet down a 1.5. But then again, if Peyton Manning has a big game, and Denver's been scoring 30 points every game.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders, they're going to get a lot of action, and I can see the lines moving down. There's some trends out there and some reasonings for that to happen. They're 13-2 as a division dog, and like you said, Denver may not get up as much for this game as they normally would, especially after beating Oakland so resoundingly the first time they played. But it was important to note that game was having Denver off back-to-back losses, and they won 37-6 in that game. So with all that being said, Peter, I looked at the total. I think I looked at total, saw 50.5, and I was like, wow, for a Thursday game. And I can see some action coming on the under. But I think people are betting the fact that maybe Peyton Manning isn't going to play a full 60 minutes in this game.
Right.
I don't think that's going to be the case, Peter, because this is his first year in Denver, and he's still getting ready for the playoffs. This is now getting ready for the playoffs time. They play Baltimore next week. And then I figure if they can win this game and beat Baltimore, they'll then evaluate where they are in terms of the playoff picture and then maybe rest Manning. And then I looked a little closer at Manning on Thursday games. He's a quarterback that's known for knowing every angle in a game.
Sure.
So huge advantage going against a team that's not going to have their head coach for the first 3 weeks, first 3 days of this week. So I'm going to go with the over.
Oh.
Peter, based on the fact that Manning in these Thursday night games, his last 4 during his time with the Indianapolis Colts, he completed over 75% of his passes for 12 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And all of those games came against division opponents. He'll be ready for this game, so I'm going to suggest maybe wait till it hits 49 and play the over at that point.
Wow. Once again, a pick that completely I was not expecting, and kind of blows my mind here. I thought you were going to say the under, and I was prepared to say right after this call I'm going to go bet the under. 49.5, though. Your opinion carries a ton of weight. So what do you think it is that? Why is this line moving down?
I think it's because of the number and how much of these games have gone under the total for these Thursday games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The odds makers know it. I know it. You know it. And the division angle. But Oakland was knocked out of the playoffs and last week for the 10th consecutive year. They're not going to make it. If they're going to do anything in this game, it's going to be on the offensive end, because I don't think Denver's defense is going to get up for this game as much as they normally would. Peyton Manning will get up, of course, on his end offensively. On the other end, Oakland, they've been able to pass the ball. They weren't able to do it in Mile High, but they've been able to throw the ball. And the key figure for them to have any success in this series has been Darren McFadden. I'm a little leery on injury reports, but I guess he was very, very close to going in last week's loss against Cleveland. It's all systems goes for Darren McFadden, I'm hearing, and he's had very good success against this personnel that Denver has on defense. So that's another reason why I think they'll be able to trade points a little bit. And both of these offenses, Peter, they're doing a lot of snaps this year. They're doing no-huddle offense. I think that's what Peyton Manning is going to do in getting ready for the Baltimore Ravens next week. He'll go no-huddle.
Wow, amazing prediction by Jeff Grant, liking the over. And I think this line is going to go down a bit as well, because I think that for all the reasons you said, I think people might bet it. Official pick from Jeff Grant, over 49.5. We'll see how this turns out. Thanks, Jeff.